Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about my top 5 favorite books that I read in Q1 of 2021. I read a total of 28 books in the first 3 months of 2021, and 5 of those books really stood out as my very favorite reads of this year so far. This list includes 2 horror books, a fantasy, a science fiction, and a thriller. That makes sense because those are my 4 favorite genres. So I'm glad that I have a little bit of all of them sprinkled in. So let's get into the top 5 list. Number 5 on my list is a thriller, and that is Lola on Fire by Rio Yours. I was lucky enough to be able to read this and review it before it came out. The reason that this book stood out above the rest is because it was so fast-paced and it felt like an action movie. And I really want this to be a movie. Also, the characters were really well fleshed out, and I couldn't help but want the best for them. My 4th favorite read so far this year is Starving Ghosts in Every Thread by Eric LaRocca. This is a horror novel. Probably I would call it a literary horror novel. It includes body horror in a very unique way, which is that this girl is literally unraveling. Her skin is coming off in threads. This was an emotional book and a bit of a slow burn, but there are some thrilling moments and some really beautiful imagery that I could really picture vividly in my mind. Book number 3 on my list is Whispers in the Dark by Laurel Hightower. This is Laurel Hightower's debut novel. It's a horror novel with one of the very best strong female characters that I have ever read. Probably the best, just the most kick-butt, awesome female lead, who is a SWAT team member who has lived through a horrible house fire and has some interesting psychic abilities. I absolutely love this book. It's definitely a new favorite. We're down to my top 2 books of the first part of 2021. My second favorite book I just finished in March, and that is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is a very epic start to a fantasy series that I cannot wait to continue. What I loved about this book is definitely the world building and the plot, as well as Kaladin's character in particular. Although all the characters are very well fleshed out, Kaladin is the coolest character I've read in a while. I loved reading his parts. But yeah, the best things about this book were the world building, because this is a very well thought out and unique world that this story takes place in. And the plot has all of my favorite things for a fantasy series. There's battles and intrigue and anything you could possibly want in a big beefy book. And my very favorite book that I've read in the beginning of 2021, the one that could beat the epicness of this, is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. which is a science fiction time travel book about a black woman who is sent back in time to the 1800s in order to save this young white boy that she finds out is actually her ancestor. The story was interesting all the way through. It was captivating, and it kept me wanting to read more to the very last page. And I enjoyed all of the messages that Octavia was portraying in this novel, like she does in all of her novels. There is a deeper meaning, and I just loved it. I love everything about it. It's definitely a new favorite as well. This whole list, these books are all amazing. I recommend them all. Check them out. I don't think you could possibly be disappointed. So those are the 5 best books that I read in the beginning of 2021 so far. If you like this video, you could hit like and subscribe, and I will be back every Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes Sunday with another book related video. Thanks. Bye.